Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Jenna, I'll have you because you're the important one here. But I do quickly want to thank the senator. I just find him to be a great guy. I know he wants good things for all of us, and I appreciate the work that he does. And again, Lucas is just a wonderful kid. His mom and dad, Adrian, teaches here, so she's extra special. I think I might even had her as a student, did I? Yep, I had been a student. I'm starting to go senile. And her husband, you're at Bessel, correct? Are you at Bessel? Yeah, so a great guy, but just a beautiful family. And it's an honor to be with all of them. But thank you, Senator. Always a pleasure. And you always are so good to CV and everybody else in this region. So thanks for the hard work you do. So Jen, you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, so it's funny because Luke, I didn't tell him. I just said that Dr. Gill and I wanted to meet with him for a meeting, and I think it freaked him out a little bit, but I put him in one of our conference rooms and just, yeah, I did say he wasn't in trouble, but I didn't say what the meeting was about. So Luke, obviously this is a good thing. It is not anything that you're in trouble for, of course, but you know, when Senator Akshar's office reached out to us to say, you know, who would you like your all-star to be? Lucas certainly just bubbled right to the top. So Lucas is a student that when I think of, you know, the model high school kid, the one that includes everybody, the kind kid, the one that is involved in, seriously everything under the sun, and still manages to find time to get all of his schoolwork done. So respectful, so polite to everybody. You know, Lucas is that kid. So when we were all meeting all summer long about how are we going to reopen schools and what is it going to look like, you know, he stepped forward and was like, I'm happy to help in any way I can. And he really has, like, his voice and you know, getting the feedback from the students, not only for you know, for us reopening, but you know, what is senior year going to look like, has really been integral and so helpful for us and for me. And I know that I can always rely on him. If I go to him and say, listen, I need you to figure something out for me, he will get that job done right away. So those are just a few of the things that that just come to mind right off the cuff about Lucas. He's just a phenomenal student.
Lucas, do you prefer to be called Luke or Lucas?
Does not matter. Most people call me Luke.
What most people call him? What, Luke?
Yeah,
Luke. All right. Luke, number one, it's great to be with you. Great to have your mom and dad on the line. Mr. Gill, thank you for your kind words. I love Chenango Valley. I mean, I have this amazing opportunity to represent this Senate district, an amazing opportunity to travel throughout the district into the public school system. And Mr. Gill has heard me say this before, so if you just indulge me for just a moment. When I walk into a school, you can automatically sense, you know, the amount of pride, the amount of energy, the amount of commitment from the administration, the teachers. And I've always felt that way when I was in Chenango Valley, just that there's just a deep love for the school community and everything that goes there. Mr. Gill, I have to thank you for your leadership and the team that you've assembled around you, the teachers, the administrators, just a really, really amazing place. No knock on Vestal, Mr. Hoyt. I feel the same. I feel the same way. I feel the same way about Vestal. But there is an energy in Chenango Valley that I've come to love and admire and appreciate. Luke, we started this program a few years ago, and from my perspective, being an elected official, it seemed to me as though adults were always getting the credit for all the good things that were happening right throughout our community or our district. And as I started to, no pun intended, but educate myself on the education system, because I come from the law enforcement world, I came to realize very quickly that, geez, there are a lot of young people in our school system that are doing really amazing things, whether it be academically, athletically, being involved in the community. And this program has just afforded us an opportunity to shine a really bright light on all the good things that young folks are doing in this community, and what a role that you've taken on, right? Like this is a time like no other. There's not an adult on this line that has experienced something like this before. And being an educator, teaching, I'm sure was very, very difficult prior to the pandemic, right? But now you throw this global pandemic into the mix. And how do we continue to do all the good work and keep that energy level really high, like it has been for so many years before? And the fact that you've involved yourself in this reopening process, or this conversation about the perspective of a student and what that looks like from your point of view or your classmates' point of view, I think is incredibly important. And I'm sure it served, as we heard Ms. Ostrander say, served a very, very important role in doing all that. I'm just going to look at my notes here because it's important that I not forget something. You embody the warrior spirit, right? And what I love too, right? You're balancing athletics and academics. You're excelling in both of those things. You put your academics first, which I think is incredibly important. You know, you got to be smart first, right? You got to have great grades first, and then you can go and do all those other things that you want to do. New Vision student, I think that's just a remarkable program. Had a great opportunity to meet so many BOCES New Vision students during my tenure. We just really wanted to take just a moment, Luke, and just acknowledge your good work. Thank you for that. And I've said this, probably 100 times now that we've been doing this. It's just, I take some solace in the fact knowing that there are people like you that are coming up through our community, right? You can't argue. We are in probably the most divisive time, at least in my lifetime. I'm 42 years old, and I can't remember a time in my own life where we were so divided, right? Either as a country or as a state in our politics or such. But this is a great community. It really, really is. And during trying times, regardless of our politics, we come together, we work together, and we try to leave the community a little bit better than we found it. And I take great pride in the fact, knowing that there are folks like you that are coming up behind folks like us, your mom and dad and Mr. Gill, Mr. Curry and Ms. Ostrander, that are going to continue the good work that is happening. And you're already doing it, which is really just, it should be a great sense of pride for everybody. And Mr. and Mrs. Hoyt, clearly you've done a phenomenal job. You must be incredibly proud of Luke. And Luke, I just ask you, any advice to other young people? I mean, you've kind of, again, you've diversified your involvement in so much, and just wondering if you had any advice for other young folks.
It's easy. Just do what you enjoy, and it's easy to get involved in that many things. And it's not as hard of work when you really like it. Yeah,
that's the truth, right? It doesn't seem like a job, right? When you like what you do, and you just kind of follow your dreams and follow whatever path you set yourself on. So I look forward to meeting you in person. I'm sorry that I'm not there today, but I think it was the collective wisdom of all of us that we just continue to do this program remotely and via Zoom until we get to a better place. And got my inoculation. I felt like I was going to die on the second one, but has anybody else gotten it? Not to take away from, I don't know what the reaction was, but my goodness. I don't know. I would not have wanted COVID for 10 days. I would not have wanted that. So, Mr. Gill, I'll just turn it back over to you, and maybe we could wrap up here to be respectful of everybody's time.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you again, Senator. And congratulations, Lucas. So proud of you. I don't know how your mom and dad are doing. Like, I'm ready to bawl because I'm kind of like the senator, everything. I feel like I wrote his speech, but I didn't, because that's how I feel. You know, I love what I do. Like when you said, when you like what you do, that's why I look so good. Like, I'm really old, but I love when you, like, people like you inspire me. And again, you're the future. And I think Mrs. Ostrander is the same way, and Mr. Curry, you know, to see people like you, and thank God we have so many of you here at CV. It was really difficult to narrow in, but you again went to the top because of all the stuff you do. So just remember that you have such good leadership, and it's hard. It's hard to be a leader, as the senator knows, and Dr. Gill knows sometimes it's hard to be a leader, but you have that quality, and you have I can't wait to see what you do. I'm so psyched. And I think there's a couple more after you, right? So we'll see what they do too. So proud of you. Congratulations. And again, Senator, thanks to you and your team for all that you do and for getting this going, trying to make it as normal as possible. So I'm just appreciative of all of you. So, and
Luke,
that goes to, yeah.
Luke, Mr. Gill just said something that made me think of another point. It is difficult to be a leader. It is, because no matter what you do, there will always be critics. There will always be pundits, right? That look, they seek to just criticize every decision you make, regardless of what it was and how it benefited the community, right? Please don't never allow that to dissuade you from continuing on, right? And doing what you think is best or what you think is the right thing to do, right? Clearly, you're part of a larger conversation, right? I'm using the reopening and school moving forward, but the school is seeking your advice. You're seeking their advice. You're having conversations, and then collectively, everyone is making the best decision that they possibly can. And people will be critical of that decision, whether it be right, wrong, or indifferent. My only advice to you, in the same vein as Mr. Gill, never allow that to stop you from moving forward and doing what you think is in the best interest of your family, of the people that you're serving, your classmates, whatever it may be. Life is tough. It really, really is, especially as you get older and you get involved in more things. It becomes difficult. But you know what? Doing what's right is always easy. I think you had kind of mentioned that, right? Just do what's right. And people criticize you, so be it. Just keep moving. So I look forward to meeting you in person, spending some time with you the next time I'm in Warrior Country, which hopefully is sooner rather than later. And I mean this wholeheartedly. Mr. Gill will tell you this. Ms. Ostrander will tell you this. If there is anything that I can do for you, I mean this with the utmost sincerity. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call, and I will do whatever it is that I possibly can to help you on your path to success. Clearly, the people at the school and your parents are doing a fantastic job supporting you. I just want you to know that you have one more fan and one more person that you can put on the Lucas team, and we are happy to help you however we can.